What's up, everyone? Juicy here today, and I'm back again with one video for you on iOS and Apple, basically. I did this video 5 times, and my computer does not seem to want to edit it, so I went out and got a new software program to record my screen because, let's try to make this happen. So, hopefully this works really well and you guys do get really good quality. So let's dive right into it. And I do apologize if you hear any crackling or any weirdness. So iOS basically at WWDC 2013, which was the 24th iOS, 24th WWDC conference, was led by Tim Cook and his team. They basically spoke about iOS, MacBooks, and stuff like that. I'll do a MacBook and stuff like that in depth because it's pretty awesome as well. Not a lot of coverage, but iOS was the main event. So basically, they started off showing off basically smartphone usage, 50% more versus people use it more than Android, and then they showed off the web market, which shows off 2.5 times that of Android, and if you were to compare iPad tablets, it would be 4 times the web market share. Then they showed off customer satisfaction, which had, I believe, 73% for iOS, and for Android and the others, it was about below 50% or 50% and below, which is really, I have to say, to be honest with you, I wasn't expecting Windows Phone users to be more satisfied than an Android user. Uh, Anyways, so then they showed off the install base, basically the fragmentation of iOS compared to Android, and basically 93% are on the current version of iOS or iOS 6, and the fragmentation of Android is really bad. Basically, why they showed this, and I'll explain this to you. If you're a developer and you're going to develop an app for, let's say, the iPhone versus Android, Android has like 6 different segments, and every time you get a bug or a glitch in your application, you have to go back and fix every single glitch that you may have in each section or in each, basically. So you design for iOS 6, you get all the bugs, you clear them up in once, versus in Android, you get a bug in gingerbread, bug in ice cream sandwich, and it's all different bugs because, it could happen, So that's pretty impressive, though. One really cool thing to show off is basically 1% of iPhone users are on iOS 4. And basically, to be on iOS 4, you have to have like an iPhone 3GS or 3G or something like that. Anyways, so then Sir Johnny Ive took over for iOS 7, and he really is a mastermind behind iOS 7 by itself, and his quote was basically bringing order to complexity, which is a pretty cool, awesome quote. This is a really dramatic redesign, and the new palette of colors, which has a lot of translucency and helps you keep on track of what you're doing. This is basically this image that I show you right here is the notification center that you pull down from the top of the actual screen. And basically, iOS could do multitasking now, so that's really impressive. It's not true multitasking. I'll tell you why. So this is all the designs that they put up, and then they showed off the games. I really like this. If you take the phone and you wave it in the sense like, you know how you wave your hand in front of like your face, like a W or something like that, and you slowly move the phone, it gives off this 3D effect, or this effect that it actually moves with the gyroscope and accelerometer, and it's really cool. And like I said, when I get iPhone 4, I'll probably try out iOS 7 beta on it, and you guys could probably see how it works and runs and all that stuff. So then they showed off the calendar app, which was totally redesigned, and I must say I kind of like this though. 3 days before, 3 days after, you get to see what's upcoming, what already went, the quick search features, and the month in the top left-hand corner, so you know where you are. And it's a flat interface. Is it better than BlackBerry Q10? I won't really say so, but it's a really good design though. Their calendar app was really beautiful before, but like I said, they're going for a whole new way of rethinking everything. They showed off messages and contacts and stuff like that, and how the chats look. It's really cool. It's not too bad. Showed off games, basically one page listen to this really closely. One page could hold hundreds of apps in games, so that's really impressive. Though then they showed off the gestures in iMessage and the Mail on how you could quickly, and it's really nice though. And like I said, I'll show you. I don't want to show you guys a video from Apple's because that's copyright infringement, but I'll definitely show you some stuff like that. This is the lock screen, and I don't know if any of you guys know this, but if you go to a really fancy hotel, or if you have maybe in your front door at home, some locks basically use a dial pad, and in a dial pad it looks exactly like this. One thing to say about the dial pad is you basically go home on a dial pad in the sense that you get entrance to your home, right? And inside of this, they copied the same concept, I'd say. And this is what it makes me remember. You know, a dial pad to get into your house. I don't have one, but I stayed in a hotel that has one, and so I recall that. One thing to do note: there's no backspace or anything like that. They just have a cancel or emergency button. Maybe they'll probably do something about that in case you make like one mistake, you don't want to have to type over everything. And then they showed it off in 3 different palette of colors, right? Like I said, red, blue, and green, which is really cool. Red, blue, and green. Okay, so then they showed off basically some more iMessage features, and this is a close-up of how it looks. And the photos are all redesigned, all the icons and stuff like that. I will show you guys iPhone 4 on iOS 6 now, then you guys could probably compare that to the iOS 7 when the full version, or I'll install the beta version or something like that. Then Craig showed off basically if you want to call it, the weather application. And the weather application is 3D in the sense that you do see thunderstorms and lightning. And one thing to do note is in the call you have edge-to-edge display on the screen, so it just makes the best use of every single pixel that on the screen it has. And the iPhone has a pretty nice display. And then he showed off how to slide to unlock anywhere on the screen. You could unlock here, 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 and anywhere you could go. And obviously they have the camera button right there as well. So like I was saying, in the thunderstorms, it's like a 3D. You actually see lightning and stuff like that. Something like the weather network. So it really makes you. It takes the experience what you're used to at home, the regular interface, what you see on television, stuff like that, the visual stimulation, and then they took that and brought it to your phone, which is really impressive though. Then they showed off the notification center off what you have today, all, and then missed notifications and stuff like that on the notification screen. Basically, it's on the lock screen now. That's pretty awesome as well. One thing to say, that was not there before. The flat design is better looking. Oh my god, just look at these screen settings right here. I just really love the translucency / rainbow colors that you get with the theme. And I think in BlackBerry 9700 you could adjust your phone to get like these colors appearing on the phone, but let's not go into that. So then there's multitasking. They say it's true multitasking. My version of multitasking is you basically use your finger or your thumb to navigate through everything without having to click a button or anything like that. That's my version of true multitasking. You saw that in the playbook. Playbook multitasking is the most amazing thing ever. Android has it, but you still have to press that button. And in the iOS, in Apple, iPhone, you have to double tap on the home button to get the multitasking options, and then you could swipe through all the apps. And all apps are multitaskable or capable of multitasking. All apps, every single one. Same goes for BlackBerry as well, but let's not go into that. Intelligent scheduling. So basically, the iPhone 5 now is really optimized for multitasking and battery saving. The updates, what you usually get is basically they only update in when the phone has a really good signal, so you're not draining battery, and you could just keep going with the phone as you normally would. It learns your favorite apps and keeps them there on the display, as you can see right here. And this is how multitasking looks. You get all the apps right here, and you could swipe over to the right and the left, and it just like swarms through. To be honest with you, it's really nice though. if I had to say who has the best multitasking, I would still say the BlackBerry Playbook has a really good multitasking. Then iOS, then I'd say Android multitasking. Experience, I'd say in Android, it's pretty nice, but it's not the best. It could have a better UI, user interface for it. And then they showed off the new Safari, which is a lot cleaner and a lot more nicer, I would say, in my opinion. You have smart search fields, new favorite, new tabs, parental controls, and iCloud keychains. iCloud keychains basically take all your passwords, like LastPass, the app, stores it in the cloud, which is encrypted with 256 AES encryption, and basically you have the ability to, I don't know, plug in your user accounts and emails and stuff like that into whatever account. BlackBerry does have this on their phones, in case you guys are wondering. So this is a really, I would say, BlackBerry has something called passcode. I don't know if you guys know about this. In your phone, go look it up, and you can basically enter throughout any websites. There's a lot of apps that people don't know about, but Apple really does their marketing. So in Safari, you have the reading list, and then you have the ability to have stacked tabs now, where you can basically swoon through or look through. This is quite similar to Android's Chrome web browser, and you can as you lean the phone forward, you get the apps look like leaning up, and then when you lean the phone backwards, like it collapses and stuff like that. And now you have the ability to show off unlimited amounts of these. This is like the other action center, if you want to call it. Basically, you can quickly maneuver all the settings and stuff like that within any app, basically, which is pretty nice. And then he showed off some more multitasking between apps, and like I said, you swipe up to get rid of the app, and then you swipe to the right to move the apps along the line, basically. And what it does here is, right, it shows you a preview. I would say iOS 7 is not perfectly built, and I'd give you a reason why. And if you look here to the gaming center, is this one right here. The messages is this right here, and the calendar is right here. They have 3 right here, but they're showing 4. I'm not too sure if this is like the best decision that iOS done, but maybe, you know, it's their way of saying what's next, what you could expect before and after. But you know, anyways, it's iOS. So double tapping on the home screen accesses the multitasking feature, like I said. And now they have eardrop, something from the Mac, well, the MacBooks and MacBook Pros in their laptop section. It's finally come to the phone, and basically it's really simple. It's like their solution for NFC, where you could basically take your pictures and share it to your friends who are nearby. This is not a global thing. This is just for people who are right around in your area. Then they showed off in the camera some more features with video, photo, square, and plus they give filters now, which is almost like Instagram, but BlackBerry 10 does that, and Android already has that as well. But what I would say about iOS, it's a lot more cleaner and a nicer UI than Android, and that's where they have the market right now. If you look at the photos, though, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I'm really impressed. I haven't used it as yet, but from what they're showing, I'm really impressed by it. Then they showed off basically metadata organization for photos to keep tracks using Moments. Moments is basically, it keeps the time and location and date and stuff like that where you were, and then you have the ability to store those basically in like if you want to call it, in categories. And then you could basically zoom out even further by the year, and then you could take your finger and slowly scroll over these, and you'd see a little pictures of it, like maybe, I don't know, 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter will show up right there of the picture that you're selecting, and then you have the ability to quickly access that. And it has a deep iCloud integration with the iPhone now. Oh, one thing to say about the iCloud now, if someone steals your phone, basically, and they try to turn off the, my location, your phone totally just shuts down. It does not turn back up, and you basically have to unlock the code using your stuff like that. So if they turn it off when your phone is lost, that's pretty awesome, a great security feature. AirDrop is embedded into the iClouds with Twitter, Facebook sharing, and Twitter application and Mail right now for all photos with AirDrop as well. Then they have something called Photo Stream, which basically allows you to share these photos in like a social network, something exactly like Facebook, but it's without Facebook being there. It's basically to share photos between all the people that you know, basically family members and stuff like that, to hit like and comments on the pictures, and one or everyone can see the comments and stuff like that. So it's a really nice thing, to be honest with you. Then they went on to speak about Siri interface, and Siri got a whole new redesign. That old, really weird-looking Siri was redesigned to something that's a lot nicer and a cleaner design, I would say, with you know, the voice lines right here, which is really nice, you know, to see. It's a lot smarter. It's definitely less artificial. And for the ladies out there, you got a male voice now for your Siri, and a lot more features that you can change in the settings. Siri has a deeper level of thinking now. When you ask her a question, she brings up a lot more. So they haven't said it's Siri's off beta version as yet, but Siri is still in beta testing, to be honest with you. And then they went off to show off iOS in the car, and then they showed off basically you have the ability to make calls, listen to your music, access maps using Siri, and it will basically take the image from your phone that you're seeing and push it straight to the display mounted cars. For 2014, a little buying guide. If you're gonna buy a car this year, try to do the best as possible to hold off till the 2014 models are out there. 2014 is like the big year for cars, where all the cars have a massive. The whole market is going to change in 2014, and basically nearly all cars are going to have this display and stuff like that, and it's going to be a lot much more technologically advanced. So that's my little 2 cents, if you want to call it. Or basically, if your phone, if the car does not have a display, it's not a problem. They're just going to use a screen on the phone, and then you could use like you can hear what's saying. Then they showed off all the partners that they have, basically, who are partnering with iOS, and basically these are all the companies right here that you see: Ferrari, Nissan, Honda, Hyundai, Acura, and Infinity. Like, I'm pretty impressed though that they actually got smaller companies to collaborate, basically using with Siri integration, especially Honda and Nissan, right? I would have loved to see Mazda here, but I don't really see Mazda here. Then they showed off letterpress in the App Store, and then they showed off basically the new App Store is redesigned. It's more age-specific and age-driven with location where you live. So basically, let's say you live in New York and you're surrounded by 10 million coffee shops. You're gonna get a constant rotation of like diners and stuff like that. And then if you're like, let's say you're 18, you know, like you're probably going to be involved with, like, well, you're going to be shopping at H&M or stores like that, especially if you're a guy or a girl, depending on where you are. If you're a little kid and your kid has, like, I don't know, iPod Touch or something, they're going to specifically target you with certain games, certain applications, and stuff like that. So it's really, you know, a better way of buying. Then they showed off basically some more things in the stores. Basically, all apps auto-update in the background without you having to go into the App Store. So that's really good. You don't ever have to basically leave what you're doing to go to another application. That's really awesome, to be honest with you. I wish Android does that as well, but BlackBerry doesn't. BlackBerry doesn't do that. iTunes Radio now. iTunes have a radio station, which is pretty awesome as well. You could create your own radio station and see trending songs on Twitter. I'm not too certain about this. This is a bit new to me, and I don't know much about it, so I won't really go too much in depth with it. If anyone of you guys know down below, tell me in the comment section about iTunes Radio. And then they showed off basically iTunes Radio is exactly like Pandora, or is Pandora, basically. And then they showed off free ad-free with iTunes Match, which is really weird because they said free twice. And pretty much that's FaceTime audio and basically all the other stuff that they really went out and touched on for iOS 7. One thing to do note is, and really important, and I hope you guys stick around for this, it's basically for iOS 7, it is capable of well, compatible with working with the iPhone 4, 4S, 5, 16 gigabyte iPod Touch, 4th gen, 3rd gen, 32 gigabyte, 64 gigabyte iPod. The iPad 2 is getting the update as well, which is really impressive. I actually like that. The iPad with Retina display is getting that as well, and the iPad Mini. One thing that I want to make sure that everyone knows, this does not have a rear-facing camera, I believe, the iPad 2. So, one thing to do note, and I really want to say what I'm really impressed with, is what I like about Apple is they're supporting the device even at, like, on 2010 hardware specs, right? And they're really making the best of software and hardware. Android, I'd say they have the best hardware. They have a really good software, but it still could be a lot more could be done with the hardware that it has. BlackBerry has done quite a bit. BlackBerry QNX OS is a really light OS compared to where BlackBerry was. I still think BlackBerry could be pushing the boundaries even further with their phone. And I hope they don't sell the company, but I really do hope BlackBerry could push either software because they have a really good thing. So in summary, basically, the entire iPhone is redesigned in terms of software. The whole iOS is revamped, re-engineered, redesigned, rethinked. Everything is a lot cleaner. There's a lot less of that gray that you saw before and a lot more white. Now you basically have a redesign of the browser, like I said, with the stacked apps and stuff like that can hold infinity or any amount that you want. Apparently they said some browsers has a limit to it. I'm not sure. I checked out Android. I could have done 9 tabs, but they said some companies could only do 8 for a maximum. So this is my take on iOS. I hope you guys did enjoy it for the WWDC. I will have a video on the MacBook buying guide. That's pretty much about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Agent Juicy, and I'm out. You guys take care. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. Hit the like button or the subscribe button. You know where they are. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I got a Facebook now, so that's pretty awesome. But yeah, you guys take care. See you guys.